Hi everybody, Gun here, and imagine my surprise when I fired up Battlefield 3 and went to the Battlelog and saw that the Battlefield 4 Battlelog is up and ready to go. So let's have a look at it in this video. You can see my screen here and my character's up in the top right corner there. You also see that they've got the multiplayer, the campaign, the test range, and down below servers, loadouts, leaderboards, missions, battle packs. I know some people are divided on that. And premium, which is showing China Rising coming in the first week of December. Below that is the battle feed, but I'll leave that alone for now. So here's my overview, and you can see I haven't done anything. I got zeros all around, but it is nice to see that I still have my emblems tucked away in the corner there. So all that time I spent making that is not all for naught. We'll look at that a little later too. When I scrolled down in the overview, I saw some yellow. There's some numbers here, and you can see that I've actually done something when it comes to the weapons. I'm imagining that these are all the unlocks I managed to do in the beta, so if they're carrying over, that is kind of cool. Now the page that interests me the most in the Battlefield 3 Battlelog was the weapons page. They had all the weapons laid out, all the stats, showing you all the unlocks, and the one for Battlefield 4 is looking even better than the one in Battlefield 3. So the first gun I checked the stats on was the ACWR. I love that gun. Didn't get to play it as much as I wanted to in the beta, although it was still pretty solid. I did like the AK5C in that one. But I will get a lot of time in with the ACWR now that it is carbine. You can see that it does 30 damage, which I think is the same for all carbines across the board, except for this big bad guy. This is the ACE52CQB, and you can see that it does 45 damage, and that is significantly higher than any other carbine. And I thought, well, because of that, maybe we'd see a low rate of fire on this gun, but if you look at the stats in the Battlelog, you'll see that this gun has a rate of fire comparable to, I think, the G36C, the Type 95B, maybe a little slower than the AK5C. But with those numbers and that damage, I'm thinking this might be the go-to gun for the carbines, which means you might see a lot of it on the battlefield. It is an all-class weapon after all, but I'm thinking there might be something that brings it down to earth somewhat, such as the long reload. But again, we're not going to know until we're actually playing the game. Here are the shotguns, and they are all class, of course, and also the light machine guns, which are only for support. But I have this feeling in the back of my head, this thought that with the ability for all classes to carry carbines, we're not going to see the support running the light machine guns too much, perhaps. But I guess it might be map specific, and maybe, you know, in Metro, we're going to see a lot of the bipods anyway. Now here are the PDWs, and they are of course only for the engineer class, and I wonder again how much we're going to see these when people can carry carbines or shotguns. Or even the DMRs, which are also here. You can see the designated marksman rifles are here as well. Now when I'm an engineer, I prefer accuracy, which is why I love the ACWR. And it seems like all these PDWs have the same accuracy except for the PDWR, ironically. All PDWs seem to have an accuracy of 30, which is of course quite low. But the PDWR has one of 40, so that would be the one to use if you want a long engagement. Now the DMRs all seem to be doing 60 damage, except for the SKS, which you can see here does 50, and also this one, the QBU-88. Now I gotta admit, I didn't like this one in Battlefield 3. I tried to use it, the irons were terrible on it for a DMR, and I kind of just abandoned it because there were so many better ones. And now in Battlefield 4 with the lower damage, I don't know if we'll see this one very often. And here's the sniper rifles and handguns at the bottom of the page here. Now for the most part, the stats on the sniper rifles are the same. They seem to do 100 damage. But there are a couple that do not do that. The Scout Elite and the FYJFs both do 80 damage. For pistols, you can see the M1911 is in there. Now there was talk of it not being in there, that it might be a DLC thing, but you can see it's already on the Battlelog, and I did find the dog tag for it when I hit that glitch when I was playing Battlefield 4. But who needs the M1911 when you've got the Rex? I love that pistol. And last on this page at the bottom here are the hand grenades and also the knives. Now look at this thing in the hand grenade section. It's a flare, a hand flare, and the description reads, emergency red flare which burns to light up dark space and provides a small blinding effect. This could be really cool. I mean, if we're playing some dark maps and we throw that out and we can see some movement or some shadows, or we throw it in the face of some people, there could be some epic trolls going on soon. Onto the vehicles. Now you can see they've got the unlocks for the scout helicopter and the fast attack craft. I didn't really play much of either in the beta, so I don't really know a lot of what's going to be unlocked, but look at all that stuff that's coming for the fast attack craft. People who spend their time leveling up the boats are going to reap some excellent rewards. Alright, here's my bread and butter. Here's what I'm really interested in. I'm a tanker, I can admit it. I like to get my feet dirty, keep my boots on the ground, whatever you want to call it. And there are 19 unlocks for the tank. That's crazy. Now the defensive upgrade or unlock doesn't come until number 6. That's your smoke screen. You know, when we were smoking in Battlefield 3, it would unlock fairly early, thank goodness. But in BF4, we're going to have to take advantage of the thermal camo until we can make it to unlock that smoke screen. But there's some other stuff in there that looks really interesting, such as this one. This is the staff shell. It's a 120mm shell with a smart warhead that will identify enemy targets and explode above them for a critical hit. Ooh, I'm getting all moist over here. This also looks interesting. It's the Sabot shell, a shell without an explosive payload that travels at an increased velocity compared to other shells of the same caliber. I'm kind of taking this to mean that maybe it'll fly a little further, but I'm not sure what it's going to mean for damage. Well, I guess we're going to find out in a couple days. Now here's the jet unlocks, and I'm not a jet guy, I can admit it. I can't fly very well, especially with a mouse and keyboard. I did okay at the end of Battlefield 3's run with the controller. I'm not going to get into too much detail on these unlocks because I probably don't know how good they are. They're wasted on me. But look at this last one. It's called Active Radar. And once fired, these missiles will locate and track towards the nearest airborne target and explode within close proximity. Now this could be interesting. I imagine this is why it's the last unlocked, because it seems to be a fire and forget without having to maintain a lock. You just kind of lock, shoot it at something, and let it just get near there and explode, which should disable things like helicopters pretty quickly, I would imagine. Now here's the AA, the anti-air, and it looks very strong in Battlefield 4 from what we saw in the beta. I know in Battlefield 3 at the start when it launched, the Tunguska especially was really, really powerful, especially against infantry. And now it looks like they've got some good unlocks for the anti-air, including the last one here, which is called Active Protection. When this system is activated, it will sense incoming missile and rocket threats and detonate them before they reach the vehicle. That sounds pretty handy, actually, considering you're going to be a fat target for any air vehicle that wants to maintain superiority because you're its #1 nemesis. That's it for vehicles. Now let's look at the kit unlocks. And of course, the first is assault there. You can see they got the first aid pack, the defibrillators, the M26 mass. It doesn't look like you get the medic bag until about unlock number 10, which should be pretty interesting. It's going to force people to have to use that small med pack, and it took us a while to get used to that in the beta. Now, one thing I noticed on here that looks particularly interesting is this M320 FB. This is new. The FB stands for flashbang, and yes, you're going to be able to fire flashbangs out of your M320, and you can mount it to the bottom of your assault rifle if you wish. And this could come in pretty handy for when you want to storm a room. If you just fire your flashbang as you go in, you're gonna be stunning people, and you might be actually be very effective with this. I'm also glad to see that the LVG is making a comeback, because I like to bounce that thing around in small maps like Metro. Now check out the engineer kit. Of course, you've got the mines, and then you've got carbines actually coming in a second, so you can unlock those pretty quickly, thank goodness. And then you're going to have all your anti-air stuff. Your Stingers are in your RPGs for ground, your Iglas. We know that RPGs are not laser guided anymore in Battlefield 4. That's good. The EOD bot makes an appearance, so we're going to be seeing that again. But look at the anti-tank upgrade, the unlock. This thing gives you more stuff, more explosives, more stuff to use against ground vehicles, and I can't imagine seeing any engineer not running this. I mean, the mechanic one looks interesting, but this is probably the way to go for any engineer on the battlefield. Here's the support kit. You can see that it starts off with a small ammo pack, similar to the assault kit and their small med pack. You do unlock the shotguns here with the support kit, so your people are going to be using it. But then you get the ammo box at unlock number 5. Now this is good because you need to be resupplying your team really often, and a lot of people are going to be, there's going to be a lot of bullets fired in this game, probably more in Battlefield 3 with all the different gadgets and stuff people can use. And you also get, look at this, the XM25 dart. So your air burst can also be used to shotgun people with a dart. Now I can see some rage moments happening here. People get darted. You dart bro? You XM25 dart bro? Last kit they show is the recon kit. You can see you've got a motion sensor. It's coming in as a second unlock, so we'll see it early. They do get the DMRs, but they also get claymores. And I kind of shuddered when I saw this. As if some recons don't camp enough, they now have claymores. Here's a quick look at the dog tags. You can see they do have dog tags for single player, quite a few actually. And they also have dog tags coming with battle packs. Let the chaos begin, let the rants and raves happen. I'm indifferent about this actually. What I get from a battle pack is just considered a bonus anyway, so I don't need to go digging through them trying to find something special. There are dog tags for multiplayer, of course, and premium dog tags, which we'll see. And also for promotions, and they've already got one there. The was there did that dog tag is already unlocked for people who played the beta. So I was goofing around and I made my left dog tag the Canadian flag, because I'm Canadian, you gotta represent. And the right dog tag is the Rush dog tag, which is funny because I haven't yet played a single game of Rush on Battlefield 4, or played Battlefield 4 at all actually, but I love Rush, so I gotta throw that on there. Now here's the settings where you can kind of customize your character. You can see there I am. My PC player is already on there, and also the premium reset stats button. That's already in place for everybody. But you can also see your dog tags and your emblem. Thank goodness that's still there. And your portrait. But check out these portraits. You get quite a few characters to choose from. You know, here's the first 12 or whatever. They look pretty good. But if you scroll down, you see this. Portraits only available through battle packs. And we expected, you know, unlocks or bonus XP to come from the battle packs, but now it looks like you're only going to be able to get some of these portraits for your character through battle packs, and there are quite a few. And here's a quick look at the logo editor to end the video here. You can see that I've kept my logo. I didn't have to make it again. Everything is here, all 20 layers. That's right, I used all 20 layers to make this, and it looks good. I think I'll probably tweak it a little bit once the final game is out. I really enjoy making emblems and logos on COD, and now I can do it on Battlefield, which is cool as well. Except of course that I play in Japan, and that means I'm going to see a lot of anime character emblems and penises. But I guess that's just what you have to put up with when you want to play this game. So what do you guys think? The new Battlelog is out. What are you going to be doing first when you check it out? And are you ready for Battlefield 4? See you later.